Hello, everyone. After a little rest, I have gone over my notes from today's court appearance, and I am actually just going to have pictures of Suzanne throughout the video because this is what we're here for. We're here for Suzanne. This has been a shocking turn of events, and I feel so bad for her friends and family to learn the things that they've been learning in court under these circumstances. We don't know what happened to Suzanne. We don't know where she is. We don't know at this point whether they have proof that she's no longer among the living. The day that Suzanne went missing or was reported missing is May 10th, and Barry claims that morning he saw her in bed, kissed her goodbye. I guess she was sleeping, and he headed up to Broomfield for that job. And we got to hear during court that Barry is a workaholic, and this has been a point of strife between the two of them, him and Suzanne. And we learned that Suzanne's phone and her charging cable for her phone have never turned up. They've gotten her text messages and things by a warrant to her phone company, and that they've been able to access her various social media accounts, that they've been able to get stuff from her cloud, and this spy pen that Suzanne had as well. And at first we thought she got the pen to spy on Barry because she thought Barry was having an affair. But then we found out that hasn't actually been spelled out. Suzanne never actually told her friend what the pen was for and never talked about using it. Then we get into the cameras at the Morphew's home. They'd been out for quite some time, and Barry's DNA and the girl's DNA are not on any of that equipment, but Suzanne's and an unidentified male's DNA is on the equipment. So it's possible that Suzanne may have been the one to disconnect that, but it could just be that she didn't want her husband snooping on her or whatever. We don't really know the nature of their relationship, but we do know that she has said that Barry's a narcissist, and apparently she mentioned that he's not that bright. One of the reasons why she was drawn to Jeff is because Jeff is more her intellectual equal. Surprisingly, we did learn in court today that the Bobcat was not involved in anything as far as they know, and we know that there was a GPS that Barry has put on the Bobcat. All the Bobcat's movements are known because I guess that's an anti-theft perk that he put on there. Through this entire investigation and the entire amount of time, they have not found a single drop of Suzanne's blood. Barry did not object to any of the searches, did not protest any of the searches, and was saying that he welcomed them looking at everything, and he apparently was saying he wanted to help, he wanted to do anything he could do to help, and wanted them to search everything, and that he has bugged them and told them that he doesn't want the investigation to end. The house looked like it had been cleaned or was in the process of being cleaned, and that the bed sheets were stripped off of Mallory's bed, but that Suzanne was expecting the girls back and they were bringing company, someone named Holly that sleeps in Mallory's bed. Suzanne always does a thorough cleaning, including the sheets and everything, when she's expecting company. A whole lot was made of the fact that Suzanne is secretive and can keep secrets, and that Jeff told law enforcement that he did not think that Barry knew about them at all, because he feels that if Barry knew about them, Barry would have confronted Jeff. On the 9th, the day that we've heard that Barry was over at that beach property, Morgan said that she heard that Barry didn't go home, that he was in town all day. It turns out that on the 9th, Suzanne got a hold of Jeff, and then they started getting frisky with each other, and They were supposed to do a very private video call, but then we learned later on Jeff told law enforcement he couldn't remember his last conversation with Suzanne. While I'd been thinking that Suzanne had been trapped in this relationship with Barry and hadn't had any chances to get away at all, or any chances to talk to her friends or anything like that, it turns out that Suzanne had actually taken trips away from Barry on her own 6 or 7 times in the past year and a half in order to spend time with Jeff, which, some of them were like a week-long tryst with Jeff, and that she would cover by telling Barry that she either wanted to go visit her dad, or that she was going to go see her friend Sheila, or that she just needed some time on her own. And apparently Barry, it turns out that Suzanne told her dad that she was going to cut her visit with her dad short 2 years ago because she was going to go to the West Coast to meet Barry because Barry wanted her to meet him there. But that wasn't the case, and she went and met up with Jeff, telling Sheila that she was going to go spend some time on a beach by herself, and that Barry had told her to go ahead and do that. And instead, she spent several days with Jeff. I'm glad that she found happiness with Jeff. I wish law enforcement had questioned Jeff more, because it might be an issue, because defense is questioning them big time about whether they've checked up on Jeff's alibi, whether they've checked where he was in his phone and stuff like that. But apparently Jeff said that his brother was aware of his relationship with Suzanne, and 2 days after Suzanne was reported missing, his brother informed him that Suzanne was missing. So Jeff said that in order to protect Suzanne's reputation, he shut down and deleted all of his private accounts, everything that he talked with Suzanne on, and got rid of all of that. And he said that he destroyed his work phone, which was the one that he used to contact Suzanne, and he was telling law enforcement he didn't have any way to show them any of this stuff, and he didn't have that phone or anything. They agreed to protect him. He was worried because he didn't want their relationship to be revealed, because he didn't want to hurt her reputation. He didn't want her kids to find out. He didn't want his kids to know about it. He didn't want his wife to know about it. And he didn't want his boss to know about it, because he was using conventions and stuff for work as places to go to meet up with Suzanne. So it's all rather complicated. It was a full-blown affair with lots of love between the two of them, talking of the future, starting a new life together. They were talking about moving to Ecuador because there's low cost of living and good health care. Because according to Suzanne's friend Sheila, Barry was always begging Suzanne to stay with him, and was saying, well, if you're not married to me, I can't, my insurance and stuff can't pay for your medical care. What are you going to do about that? And telling her that if she doesn't stay with him, he's going to tell the girls that Suzanne doesn't love him anymore. She said that at one point that Barry put a gun to his own head and asked her if that's what she wanted. Barry's defense team closed out the day. It appears to me that their main argument is going to be that Suzanne's still alive. It really wasn't what I was expecting to find in court today. And I am going to get some sleep. See you in the next video.